Now you want to
I was just going to say something about corporate taxes in Quebec. In terms of cost of doing business, Quebec is pretty much second to none in North America.
Right.
I mean, it's the cheapest place to set up a business. You don't have to worry about healthcare for your you don't have to worry about retirement for your employees. Cost of living and labor costs are pretty low.
housing.
So are corporations overtaxed in Quebec? I don't think so. I don't think that's the reason they're leaving.
Yeah, but
I have comments on about the last 4 points. My previous doctor, I'm sorry to say, was an American. He looked after me very well, and all of a sudden he disappeared to Ontario and left without telling any of his patients, myself included, which I didn't appreciate. But thanks to Wednesday night, I now have the same doctor as you do, David, and I'm very happy regardless of his political views. Secondly, I'm a professor at a university, and professors don't get overpaid. But as Bert was saying, one of the things you can do is basically, for $1,000, form your own private company, which I've had for almost 40 years. And the tax rate of anything that's funneled through the company is about 21%, where my marginal rate at McGill was close to 50%. So it's half price if you run a company, and as you say, you don't need to have a lot of people. The price on the marginal rate, and to run a company, you have to do a little bit of paperwork. You need an accountant, and there are some costs associated with it. But it's quite possible to actually, without any major offshore activities, have your own private company and keep it as a family exercise. Around since Expo, when was that, 67? 42 years it's been around, and it's a perfectly legal company. It files its taxes, has an accountant, and any activity that is warrants using any consultant.
Go to the website of Revenue Quebec and look at the various forms you can fill in to get special breaks. On it goes and on it goes and on it goes. If you operate an industry in Mirabel, or if you do this, or if you do that, or if you have a taxi permit. In other words, what we really have in Quebec is a situation where we have high tax rates and all kinds of slush funds being handed out by the government under the table and legally. Now, is this the kind of world you want to live in, or do you want to live in a world in which taxes are simple and secure and understood and not discriminate?
thank you.
Only one aspect is that 40% of Quebec people who make some income don't pay any taxes. So that's. And the second one is there's a Swiss saying, there wouldn't be any tax havens if there wouldn't be any tax hells.
That's nice. Yes.
Just a quick point of reference, though. The G20 discussions about closing tax havens was to effectively prevent the Swiss from being able to have bank secrecy laws, rather than prevent loopholes in corporate. Those are going to go on for all eternity. So it doesn't prevent people from.
Well, a loophole is not a haven.
No, that's right. So what the G20 did was try to prevent places like Switzerland and other tax havens from allowing people to deposit money to avoid paying, through secrecy laws, to avoid paying taxes. It's different than eliminating corporate tax breaks or the ability to set up your own private company and pay half.
But that's not even a loophole. That is the law. It's absolutely 100% legal. And in fact,
no, I'm not saying it's not. All I'm saying is that the comment about setting up a private corporation is, most tax loopholes are legal, but they're still loopholes. That's their objective.
What I'm trying to say is a private company with one or two people working in it is not a loophole. It's a activity, it's SME, which is in fact 60-70% of the sort of growth of a country like Canada is from small companies.